أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو صلى الله سيدنا مولانا وصحبه أجمعين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نحمده ونسلم على رسوله النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه. أما بعد. Many people these days, and also previously, they talk about the coming of Imam Mahdi. Some say he is born, some say he is yet to come, and others just a matter of interest and a matter of subject. They now and then feel very curious about it and very excited as well sometime that he is going to come and all the world's problems are going to be solved and the Muslims are going to be dominant and so and so. Remember, Allah Azza wa Jal has created everyone for a particular purpose. Imam Mahdi has a purpose and you have a purpose. Imam Mahdi will be asked about and questioned about on the Day of Judgment about what responsibility he was to execute. Did he do that or not? You will be asked about your responsibility in your lifetime. Either you come before him or you come after him or you come within his time. You are a full-fledged person who has a place already assigned, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created a place in hell and paradise. In both places there is place for you. It's up to you where you go. Imam Mahdi, he will be doing his duty. You will be asked about your duty. And he really would not be so much excited as the people are excited about him. Because people like curiosity, they like strange things, they like conspiracies, they like unheard ideas and ideological concepts and strange things, while what's happening to them is strange itself. Imam Mahdi radiallahu ta'ala an, when he comes, will be in Madinatul Munawwara, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, and there the Amir of the Muslims, a king will die or a Khalifa will die, and they will be now in search of actually a new Amir, a new king. And Imam Mahdi will flee from Medina to Makkah so that they don't make him the king and Amir and the Khalifa. Now we can understand that from what type of mentality and humbleness he will be the person. Rather, in our days and previous times and the times to come, now and then, people, some scholars, some actually not scholars, they claim to be Imam Mahdi. Imam Mahdi is not never going to claim. Rather, he will be fleeing away. So that people don't select him. So he will be going in Makkah Sharif. And there people will recognize him again, some of them. So there will be 313 people who first will do his bay'ah, actually the true people, in between Maqam Ibrahim and Hajar Aswad there. And then he will continue because he will know he has a duty to do now. But what I am saying is that it's no use thinking about him and his coming and his life and you lose your purpose of life. If you go to hellfire because of you being on kufr, or you've lost iman in your own time, or disobedience in your own time, because of his coming, you are not going to go in Jannah. You are not going to go in paradise because of he will come. You will be still being punished in the hell, or actually in the grave, wherever you will be. So that's why awliya Allah, the true scholars and awliya, they believe and they know the details, and maybe they know more information than others. Awliya Allah, some of them, like the Qutabs, Abdal, they will be the first people, as in the hadith is mentioned, to recognize Imam Mahdi. And they know, but they don't actually boast and do anything like this. And all these people, now and then, were us actually discussing, we are finding hard to get up for Fajr prayer, to pray in the mosque, and talking about Imam Mahdi is no other than foolishness, or actually what one can say. So firstly, your soul, make your soul the Mahdi for your body and heart and mind. Let your ruh be the Mahdi for you. That is the most important point. You are destroying your Imam Mahdi. The Mahdi which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put in you, you are destroying it. You are not paying attention. And you're talking about him, the big Mahdi. This is not a joke. Or it is a joke. If a person, whatever Allah has given you to guide you, فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I have actually inspired guidance and actually misguidance, taqwa and fujur to you. There is consciousness in you who will always be telling you, you are telling the lie, you are not telling the truth. You've sinned, you've not done a good deed. That is your Mahdi in your body, in your heart and mind. You're not listening to him, the Mahdi of your time, the Mahdi in your body, and you fanciful ideas and living in fantasy world. You are yourself a mockery and a play of shaitan which a person can become. Anyway, even when he is going to come, the world's problems are not going to be solved forever. Don't be deluded by this. The Muslims are not going to dominate forever. Again, only 7 or 9 years, that's all. He's going to rule. In one riwayah, it is 7 years. How much is 7 years? 7 years the Muslims will have dominance. After that, gradually again, the kuffar will become dominant. And that's when Day of Judgment is going to come upon. The Day of Judgment will come when there will not one person, one wali, one person saying the name of Allah, Allah, Allah. It's a hadith in Sahih Bukhari that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that this system of this world will continue to run until there is one person saying Allah, Allah. These words are mentioned. Some interpret it that until a wali lives, until there is one wali living. Some interpret is one Muslim lives. And there is something else. Some people object on the zikr of the name of Allah. It's clearly mentioned in the hadith that there is one person saying Allah, Allah. So those people who object say, no, one shouldn't say Allah, Allah. It is unlawful. It is against the Zahir hadith. Because they have to interpret it then. In their own way, they say, it means this, it means this. But the Zahir is telling that saying Allah, Allah is actually not something sinful. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَذْكُرِ اسْمَ رَبِّكَ, mention the name of your Lord. One is remembrance of Allah. One is mentioning the name of Allah. And what is the name of Allah? Name of Allah is Allah. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu zkurullaha zikran kaseera. They are all forms of zikr, all named. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself said, وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى. Allah has beautiful name, their name. فَدْعُوهُ بِهَا. You actually can pray because through them, call Allah by them, call Him. And Allah said, قُلِ ادْعُوا اللَّهِ. Say Allah. So who is this person who saying Allah is bid'ah, when Allah himself is saying, قُلِ ادْعُوا اللَّهِ. Say Allah, أو ادْعُوا الرحمن, or say Rahman. أَيَّمَّا تَدْعُوا فَلَهُ الْأَسْمَاءُ. Whichever name you say, it is actually, they are the good names of Allah. So, first of all, this information which I mentioned to you, and I said that even he comes, he's going to stay 7 years or 9 years at the most. Thereafter again the world is going to go towards destruction, towards astrayness, towards kufr, and towards actually even more kufr is going to come than before coming of Imam Mahdi. When he will come, there will be millions Muslims. But they will be not maybe acting, they will be dominated by kuffar. Like for example, now there are millions, but they're dominated. But when he will go, then not even one will remain. Their time is going to come, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying, one Muslim is not going to remain. So his times and the times coming after, they're quite different. So don't just be excited about him. Yes, his information is relayed and conveyed so that those people who find him in his time, they benefit from him. They support him. It's not for the others that just to rely upon him and not do anything. You are destroying your Mahdi every day. Every time you sin, the essence of guidance which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept in you, the consciousness, the zamir, the differentiator between truth and falsehood, that becomes damaged. So try to awaken that and let that Mahdi go towards that guidance, follow his guidance, and then inshallah you will inshallah succeed in your life and your thing. I say this for the reason, because any person who is doing work of deen, like Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu ta'ala an, or people coming after him now, like now, for example, now we say we are 50, 100, 200, 300 people. 313 will be with Imam Mahdi. You know, conveying the message to the masses, to the world. We can't do that. Too many people, too much burden, still people are going to reject, etc., etc., etc. But I'm saying to you that we shouldn't be thinking that. We should be thinking that what is our responsibility, what Allah has discharged us. We just convey, we just put effort according to the age we are at, according to the money which we have, according to the time which we have. In Allah's sight, we are the owners of the kingdoms of heaven and Jannah by the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No matter all the world come to the hidayah and guidance or do not come, but we should convey city to city, person to person, family to family, country to country. And it's not necessary people are going to believe. They never became Muslim. In the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, majority was still non-Muslim. Time of Imam Hussain, how many people were with him? 70, 80 people. How many were with Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam? How many will be with Imam Mahdi? How many people were with in the time of Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jilani? The majority world was still living in kufr. So this is how it's going to be. Only for a short period, 7 years of Imam Mahdi, 9 years or a little bit more. And when Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam comes, once there will be dominance that almost all the majority, almost 99.9% actually people are going to become Muslim, but that's only for a short period, a number of years, decade or so or more. Again, people will turn back. After Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam, in the time of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam, since that time the Muslims were 80, non-Muslims were hundreds and thousands, they were all destroyed to the flood of Hazrat, in the time of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam. Since from that time up to the coming of Imam Mahdi and up to after, kuffar are going to be in majority number. And that before the day of judgment, why it's going to happen is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to show His power through Imam Mahdi. But because this earth is for testing purpose, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not force and use His special power and supernatural intervention to make Islam or Muslim dominant, because this is arena of test, it's arena of practice, it's arena of amal. This is the time of amal. So a person should be motivated, that his motivation should be Allah. Same Allah will exist in the time of Imam Mahdi. Same Allah is now. Same Allah is on the day of judgment. And the same Allah is in Jannah. And Allah who will be in Jannah, you will meet in Jannah, is the same Allah now. So a believer really have no other motivation other than Allah's presence and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's glory and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's love. That is his motivation, his presence. He is not swayed by feelings, by other things, by sentiments, by waswas, or by anything. Even physically things happen against him, he is not concerned. Like Imam Hussain radiallahu ta'ala. Physically all the world and the majority of the people went against him at that time who were present in Karbala. Those people I'm talking about, people in Kufa. But it didn't affect him, because he knew he was on truth. That's how we should be. Whichever time we live in, just recognize your responsibility and then try fulfilling it. And if you die, you are actually successful. The world, whole of the world is never going to be a Muslim on your hand, or actually they have not done this in the hands of the prophets. How they are going to do on yours? Only once it will happen, through Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam and Imam Mahdi, and that's all. And that's to show the power of Allah. Only one time in the entire history, from Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam to the coming, to the day of judgment. तो आपको ये मैं कह रहा हूँ कि you don't sit and wait. You should become active, because this is your time. This is your Jannah at stake. It's your hell at stake. It is your time. It is your life. It is your years, and they are not going to come back to you again. No matter whole of the world turns to muttaqi people, turns into muttaqi and salihin, if me and you have lost the relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have a better relationship, we have actually a weak or broken, we are unsuccessful. And if whole of the world becomes kafir and kufr, but you know your beliefs and your relationship with Allah is intact, you alone are actually successful. Like in the time of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. He was a lone person when he was put in fire. One Muslim only. No one Muslim in history. But Allah, he stood by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's command. So many of us are lazy because we think, no, nothing is going to happen. What can I do? I don't have so much knowledge. I don't have so much money. I don't have so much time. I might as well dump my head into the feet of shaitan. That's not actually good as well. So You should recognize that for me, Allah has sent me at a particular time, and that is the most important time for me. Other times of Imam Mahdi or previous Anbiya alayhim Islam, they were important for those people. For me, it is the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and his guidance is here, and I should actually benefit and convey, and this is my success. This is my success and salvation. I will be with them forever and ever and ever. And that's all. So for this reason, in this majlis we try to learn, we are covering three aspects at one time. One is how to be a true servant of Allah. Secondly, what attitude we should have towards knowledge, students of knowledge or scholars, what should be their attitude towards Allah. And if they are on the spiritual path, they are trying to travel to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, closeness, what attitude and mentality and behavior they should have towards Allah. And one is general, just to be the true servant of Allah. So the first one, I'm going to mention one principle about the first one, and that is when me and you, I'm talking about people like myself, when I say me and you, normal people, do good deeds, we feel good. When we do bad deeds, we feel bad. And when we do good deeds, pray tahajjud, do some extra worship. Astaghfirullah al-azim alladhi la ilaha illa huwal hayyul qayyum. ये इसलिए पढ़ा मैंने ताकि आपको भी बता दूं that unknowingly I have actually put my fingers into other fingers, which is disliked act in the mosque. It's a makruh act to do, to put fingers into finger. इसको कहते हैं ऐसा करना जो है आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने मना फरमाया हुआ है, ख़ास वैसे भी नहीं करना चाहिए, और मस्जिद में जो है ये मकरूह है, यानी ये गुनाह के करीब है to do this. So in a clear hadith, Prophet ﷺ has prohibited कि उंगलियों में, आप देखें कई वाइज़ीन, जिस तरह मैं भी कर रहा था, वो कई तकरीर करने वाले उलमा वो दूसरे उसका ख्याल नहीं करते, लेकिन ये मस्जिद में तो ख़ास तौर पर मना है, वैसे भी ये खिलाफ उला है आउटसाइड एज वेल, कि ऐसे उंगलियों को उंगलियों में डाल के जो है अपना रखना है, इस तरह जो है तो ये बाकायदा हदीस में आता है। ये सुस्ती की अलामत है, सुस्ती की अलामत है, और इट इज़ मीन अगेंस्ट द बीइंग एक्टिव, it is sign of laziness. Anyway, astaghfirullah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive me. Astaghfirullah. Yes, I was saying that you also ask forgiveness for me, inshallah, in your prayers, that when we do bad deeds, we feel bad. When we do good deeds, we feel excited, somewhat happy, or we have done something, mashallah, good, and we have done some good. Well, one of the principles of the Tariqa Muhammadiyah is, the Mashayikh has taught us, and the Tariqa Shazaliya, Qadariya, whichever you may say, all awliya Allah, they are unanimous on this principle, that when they do good deeds like praying tahajjud, recitation of Quran, zikr, charity, they give dawah in the way of Allah, even they give their life in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or they give charity, they do good deeds, they recite Quran, they teach hadith, they teach good things, or they do any good deeds, awliya Allah, they have taught us, and they believe that, and they feel that when they have done this, they, in the court of Allah, in the presence of Allah, they feel bad as though they have committed zina or drank alcohol. ये आपको बता रहा हूँ कि जब ये सूल है तरीक़ा मोहम्मदिया का कि औलिया अल्लाह, या हमें भी ये ऐसा ही रखना चाहिए कि उन्होंने जो फरमाया कि जब वो नेक अमल करते हैं, जब वो नेक अमल करते हैं, तहज्जुद, नमाज, कुरान, ज़िक्र, नसीहत, ज़कात, सदक़ात, खैरात जब वो देते हैं तो उसके बाद क्या अच्छा महसूस करते हैं, खुश नहीं, वो इस तरह महसूस करते हैं अल्लाह की बारगाह में कि हमने कोई बहुत बड़ा जुर्म कर दिया, गोया हमसे कोई जिना, चोरी और शराब मुर्तकिब हो गई। इस तरह उनको शर्म आता है अल्लाह की ज़ात से उस वक़्त जब वो अच्छे अमल करते हैं। When they do the good deeds, whilst they are thankful of the tawfiq which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them to perform, from that dimension they are thankful. उस तरह तो वो शुक्र करते हैं अल्लाह का। But from this dimension, that what Allah deserves, the right of Allah, the infinite, the grand right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the infinite and unlimited right, the great right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they think that what we have presented in the court of Allah, Allah's majesty, it does not befit Allah's majesty, it does not befit Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's grandeur, it does not befit Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's purity and what He really should be given, what we are giving. तो जिस तरह कोई शराब पी के, चोरी करके बुरा महसूस करता है, मुझे गलत काम हो गया, शर्म आ रही है उनकी, औलिया अल्लाह, when they do good deeds they feel like this. जब वो अच्छे अमल करते हैं तो वो इस तरह महसूस करते हैं हमने जुर्म कर दिया। वो अब क्यों वो करते हैं? That's what I want to teach you, so that you can learn. Although it is covered in the one of the sheet of humbleness, the levels of humbleness, our people don't sometimes ponder over what is written there. There are few lines written, but it is a very, very precious and summarized guidance which is written there really. That is why one of the person, not me, this is a book, teachings of Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbagh, rahmahullah, and Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jalani, rahmahullah, and he said, when he read the book, he said, this is the book of books of the Tariq. This is the book of the books, meaning it summarizes the teachings of actually awliya Allah in this book, in a very short. But not obviously all books, but meaning he meant that normally the person who reads for information about tariq to Allah, the path to Allah, this is a book of books. Because it is the kalam of awliya Allah, so from awliya Allah, from Salihin, Sahaba, what they will write, obviously they will write according to their status. What the Anbiya, the Hadith, they are according to higher their status. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's book is the book, and they say, Kalamul Muluk, Mulukul Kalam. The words of the kings, the words, the sayings, the Kalam of the king is the king of words and the king of Kalam and the king of sayings. So how is it that they come to this conclusion? How is it that they feel this? Hamare andar, in us, why many these spiritual disease of self-centeredness, ego-centric and self-likeness and pride and arrogance, they appear because we feel good about good deeds when we do that. That is the primary reason. देखना एक बंदा जिना शराब या चोरी करता है, he is not going to feel good and proud out of it. A Muslim, when he does wrong things, he can't be feeling proud, I've done a very good thing today, or I feel proud that I've drank alcohol. Anything is not going to come like this in him. Self-likeness, जो अपने आप को पसंद करना, फिर उसके बाद किबर पैदा होना, फिर उसके बाद तकब्बर और साथ फिर दूसरों को हकीर समझना और अपने को अफजल समझना, ये तभी शुरू होता है. कहाँ से शुरू होता है? वेयर इज़ द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट? व्हेन यू डू समथिंग गुड एंड फील गुड दैट you've done something good. उस फीलिंग से फिर वो सारी बीमारियां जन्म लेती हैं. Whilst awliya Allah, I am saying to you, like Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbagh, Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jalani, and even Sahaba Ikram Rizwanullah Majma'een, and others, awliya Salihin, when they do amal salihah, they feel as though they've done a crime, they've done a sin in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's how they feel compared to the majesty and the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because they know Allah deserves better than that, what we have presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just to make you understand, I normally tell people a story so that they understand this. मैं एक कहानी सुनाता हूँ उनको ये समझाने के लिए, क्योंकि समझ आ जाए. मुश्किल बात है, समझ नहीं आती कई दफ़ा. In previous centuries, one of the caliphs, they traveled from there, like Baghdad, to near the river, Nahr Furat, the Daryai Furat, which is in Iraq. And in those remote areas of desert, many tribes used to live. One of the tribesmen, a Bedouin living in the desert, he heard. Now remember why I'm telling you the story. Don't actually look at the finger when I am pointing at the moon, meaning that I am trying to explain to you why the awliya Allah feel that they've done something. They feel regret and shame even though they do good deeds in the court of Allah. Why do they do that? And if you understand, you will be able to do it. And if you are able to do it, then many of the disease and illnesses will not come in you. Their root will be cut off. It will be easy for you to then control or save yourself. But listen to the story carefully so that you understand each part. A Bedouin found out, who was in power, living in poverty, that the Khalifa of the time has come near our area. So he said, I have a lot of children, I have a lot of debt, I am in stress, I am in debt. Why not? He is our king. Why not visit him and ask him to help me? तो वो जो बादशाह आया उधर, यानी खलीफा नहर के करीब, उसने अपना जो है कैंप लगाया. ये जो बंदा रहता था सहरा में, बद्दू, उसने सोचा मुझ पर कर्जा बहुत है, मैं बादशाह के पास जाके पैसे लेता, उससे कहता हूँ मुझे कुछ पैसे दो, मेरे पास कर्जा है. So he came. In their area, there was no water. Normal water didn't exist. Only sour and salty and bitter water existed in the area. And there was no way normal sweet water could come there. So they had no option but to use that and drink that. उनके इलाके का पानी खराब था, अच्छा पानी नहीं था, गंदा पानी, यानी वो नमकीन कह लें, खारी कह लें, खारा पानी. तो अब वो वहाँ से दूर से भी पानी नहीं था, तो अब उनके पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं था सिवाय इसके कि वो वही पीते जो मिलता उधर. So he all his life he drank that water. He never tasted the true taste of the water. So he went to visit the Khalifa. I will go and visit. He got his luggage with him. Ek mashk, a leather container which contains water, isko mashk kehte hain. He took with him. In the journey, when he came out of his area, he felt thirsty, and it was raining, and somewhere rainwater has gathered. In a place, rainwater has gathered. He went and he drank the rainwater, and he felt like drinking a drink of Jannah. It was true because he never drank in his life. And this water was even not clean. It was muddy. Its taste was not good compared to the true water, but he still felt, what a wonderful water. क्या ही पानी है. उसने जब वो गदला पानी बारिश का पिया तो समझा कि भाई क्या ये तो जन्नती कोई यानी पानी है, क्योंकि पहले वो खारा पानी पीता रहा सारी जिंदगी. ये तो बड़ा अच्छा पानी है. And he thought to his level, if I this as a gift to the Khalifa, he would have never had a sip of it. How happy and how pleased he will be actually to drink that. And he will become pleased with me. उसने सोचा कि अगर ये पानी मैंने बादशाह को जाके दिया, ये जो गंदा पानी है बारिश का जो उसकी था असल में, तो बादशाह कितना खुश होगा. वो कहेगा कि वाह वाह, ऐसा पानी तो ज़िंदगी में मैंने नहीं पिया, और मुझसे खुश होगा और मेरा काम करेगा. वो मैं ये तोहफा ले जाता हूँ. So he filled all his actually musk and that leather container with that dirty, muddy water and went off actually towards the court of the king. The king has just camped in front of the river Furat, which had a sweet water. And the king camped near the river so that it's easy to get water. So this Bedouin came. The king was a wise man, the Caliph was a wise man. He looked at him, when different people were coming and mentioning their needs and problems. He said that I brought a great gift of water, a drink for the king, for the Caliph. He first gave this and then he said, I mentioned my problem. The king said, it must be a wonderful, that which I am getting a gift of. He was used to drinking normal water and other juice and things. And there were courtiers, ministers and other sitting close by him. He opened the musk and actually one glass or some part of glass, he poured in and he drank and said, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. And said to the Bedouin, what is it you want? What is it? Why have you come? He said, I have actually, big problem. I have a big family. I have many debts to pay, etc., etc. The king said, fill his container of leather with gold and silver and give it to him. So the Bedouin thought, MashaAllah, MashaAllah, you see what a great gift I brought. The king is so happy. After drinking it, he is giving me gold and silver and saying that I can now live a good life out of poverty as long as I live. बादशाह ने कहा वो पानी पी लिया उसने, वो जो गंदा पानी था और बड़ा कड़वा पानी था, अच्छा पानी नहीं था, बड़ा बेमज़ा पानी था, और कहा कि इसकी मश्क को सोने और चांदी से भर के खाली करके पानी से इसको दे दो. और वो बद्दू समझ रहा है कि मैंने तो बड़ी बादशाह की बहुत बड़ी खिदमत की है, बादशाह बड़ा खुश हो गया है, इसलिए उसने मुझे ये दिया तोहफा. But he said there is one condition to the Bedouin. There is one condition. You can have this gold and silver. You shouldn't go any further. Straight back to your home. He said, why I need to go further? I won't go back. I'm going back to my home. बादशाह ने कहा एक शर्त है, आगे नहीं जाना, पीछे घर की तरफ चले जाओ लेके ये सोना चांदी. तो उसने कहा कि मुझे क्या जरूरत है, मौज बन गई उसकी. So he went from the court of the king, the courtiers, they said to the king that when anyone gives you gift of eating or drinking, you also give us a share. But this is so precious that you've not even asked us actually to taste, or actually have not shared with us. He said, okay, I can share it with you. He said to the servant, bring that water. And he put some actually in different glasses and gave them. And almost all of them actually, they rinsed it out of the mouth as soon as actually they drank. It was so distasteful that they couldn't actually swallow it. Although they were sitting with the king, many of them vomited. And they were surprised. They said, is this what you drank? And we never even saw a feeling on your face that it is so distasteful. And is it right that what you've given us, was it this one? And then you gave the gift of gold and silver to the person? That is a strange matter. The king said, oh my courtiers, the truth is that when this man came, I recognize he came from a desert somewhere very far, from his clothing and his language. And when he gave water, I thought that whatever they have, they're going to give me. And they gave. When I drank the water, it was as distasteful as you have seen. But immediately I knew that in that, this is wisdom. This is wisdom. He used his wisdom. That he lives in an area where water is actually distasteful or sour or is not good. And he came to visit me, and whilst visiting in the journey, he's seen some other water, and it was a very good taste for him. So he brought this as a gift from his own point of view. And on his niyat, on his intention, although this is not good, I gifted him. And why I said to him not to go further, because if he went few miles further, he will find river Furat, Daryai Furat, which has a very sweet water, and he will feel shamed and regret. He will feel that what I have done. क्योंकि अगर वो पानी वो पी लेता असल पानी, बादशाह ने कहा मैंने इसलिए उसको वापस भेज दिया कि उसने तो अच्छी नीयत से मेरे लिए वो पानी लेके आया है, उसको तो पता ही नहीं था कि असल पानी कितना मीठा होता है। और अगर वो पानी दरिया फरात का पी लेता तो उसको वो शर्मिंदा हो जाता, उसको पता चलता कि मैंने कितनी बड़ी बेअदबी कर दी है, गुस्ताखी कर दी है, बादशाह को तकलीफ़ दी है ये पानी दे के। मैंने तो इनाम का मुस्तहिक नहीं, मैं तो सज़ा का मुस्तहिक हूँ। बादशाह कहता है ये, लेकिन उसकी नीयत उसके पास इतना ही था, उसके पास इल्म इतना था। He had such knowledge, he had such water, and whatever he had he gave me. That's what he could. That's what he could give me. That's all. Finish. The courtiers listened. The story ends there, but I am explaining now actually the same concept through this story, that the bad deeds are bad deeds. Like the Bedouin who was living in his area, the water was bad, bitter, that is like bad deeds. The muddy water, the distasteful rainy water is like the good deeds. So when we do the good deeds, we feel very good. Allah will be very happy with us. He will be pleased with us. What a wonderful namaz they have sent me. What a wonderful dhikr they have sent me. What a wonderful hajj. What a wonderful charity they have sent me. Allah is going to be very, very happy, and He is going to bless us. And we present it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah knows that my servants only could do what they have done. They can never fulfill my right as it deserves to be, which befits my majesty. So I, just because of their good intention, I will accept their defective deeds. And out of His mercy and fadl, He blesses us with Jannah and the sawab and the ne'mats and the blessing. तो अल्लाह पाक जो है यानी उस बद्दू की तरह मिसाल ले लें उसकी, कि जिस तरह वो बद्दू का पानी खारी था उस इलाके में, ये बुरे अमल की मिसाल है। वो जो बारिश का पानी है वो अच्छे अमल की मिसाल है। और वो उसने जब बादशाह को यानी अल्लाह को हम देते हैं अच्छे अमल, तो वो अल्लाह की ज़ात के लायक नहीं होते, उसके हक़ के पूरा नहीं करते। हमारी नमाज रोज़ा क्या है जो होती है वो भी सारा मतलब ये कोई इखलास भी नहीं, कभी जो है वो उसमें हुजूरी नहीं, कभी देयर मैनी मैनी डिफेक्ट्स। लेकिन अल्लाह फिर बादशाह की तरह अपने फजल से वो कबूल करके और हमें हमारे जो वो मश्क है, वो जो नमाज है, वो जो अमाल हैं, हमारा अमाल नामा अजर व सवाब से अल्लाह पाक भर देता है और आखिरत में भी जन्नत देता है अपने फजल से। ये तो है रियलिटी, दैट इज़ द रियलिटी। दैट्स हाउ औलिया अल्लाह, बिकॉज दे आर आरिफ्स ऑफ अल्लाह, दे नो अल्लाह सुब्हान व तआला मोर देन अस and they recognize their own deficiency more than us. So when they do good deeds, same time they recognize that our deeds never befits the majesty of Allah. Like Rasulullah said, Allahumma, O Allah, la uhsi thana'an alayk, I am not able to praise you as you deserve to be praised. Anta kama athnayta ala nafsik, you are such, you can only praise, if anyone can praise you, it's yourself only. All others who will praise you, they will fall short to your majesty and your infinite marifa. Subhanak ma abadnaka haqqa ibadatik. Oh Allah, you are beyond this. I have never, the awliya Allah say, teachings of the Anbiya, I have never worshipped as you deserve to be worshipped. You are beyond that, you deserve a lot more than this is deficiency. Subhanak, you are pure and beyond this. Ma zakarnaka haqqa zikrik, I've never remembered you, done your zikr as you deserve to be remembered. Subhanak, you are pure and beyond this. Ma shakarnaka haqqa shukrik, I've never thanked you as you deserve to be thanked. Subhanak, you are pure, you are beyond this. Ma arafnak haqqa marifatik, I've never even known you and appreciated you as you deserve to be known. That is the teaching of Anbiya. That is how awliya Allah. That is why after doing good deeds, self-likeness and ujab and pride and takabbur and all these khud pasandi, they do not appear in them. Because they never feel they've done something so good that they should be praised. They're already fearful and asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept by His fadl, by His rahmah. That is the wisdom, that why Rasulullah said, I do astaghfar frequently. Sahaba said, and we've heard 70 times, one say in one riwayah 100 times every day. And in majalis, they will hear often from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Rabbi ufirli wa tub alayya innaka anta tawwabur rahim. This was an often words of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in majalis. They will hear astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh. So what was Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam astaghfar from sins? When we know that the Prophet did astaghfar and he asked forgiveness 70 times, 100 times, was he doing it from sins? He is ma'soom. He is infallible. He is 100% innocent. वो तो है ही गुनाह से पाक, उनका अस्तगफार उनकी नेकियों से होता था कि हम जो नेक अमल कर रहे हैं, the good deeds of Allah which we are doing, they do not actually befit your majesty. And he used to say, वो अस्तगफार, इस तरह सहाबा का कुरान मजीद में अल्लाह ने जिक्र किया regarding सहाबा रिज़वानुल्लाहि अजमईन, वल्लज़ीना यबीतूना लिरब्बिहिम सुज्जदन व क़ियामा, that they spend their nights in prayers, in bowing down in prostration. وَالَّذِينَ يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا اصْرِفْ عَنَّا عَذَابَ جَهَنَّمَ. They ask Allah to actually forgive them, to save them from the fire. And in another verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَبِالْأَسْحَارِ هُمْ يَسْتَغْفِرُونَ. That time of tahajjud, after paying tahajjud, or before praying tahajjud and after praying tahajjud, they do astaghfar, they ask forgiveness. What, have they done any sin? It is the tahajjud they are presenting and they are asking forgiveness from Allah. That is not, it does not befit your majesty. That is why one of the masnoon azkar of tahajjud, you know very well. Allahu Akbar 10 times, Alhamdulillah 10 times, Subhanallah wa bihamdihi 10 times. Rasulullah used to do this at that time of Tahajjud. Subhanallah, Subhanal Malik al Quddus 10, Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayhi 10 times. And Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min dayq ad-dunya wa dayq yawm al-qiyamah 10 times. So all these are. Look at the Prophet ﷺ after prayer, first prayer. His prayer was such that actually no angel, no prophet could pray like that. Because he was the most person who knew Allah subhanahu more than anyone else. Most abid of Allah. But immediately after prayer, he would say, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah 3 times. वो तो होना चाहिए. हम तो कभी Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, we should be feeling very, very good and what a good deed we have done. लेकिन नमाज के बाद, after prayer, the masnoon zikr is Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah. And then actually other azkars as well. So following the Anbiya alayhi salam and their astaghfar and the Sahaba's astaghfar, that's how the awliya Allah's astaghfar is. But we can learn one principle from there, that people who are following the tariq, they will learn this anyway when they come to that stage of humbleness, or actually that level they will learn. But now this is because majlis of principles we discuss of tariq and the teachings of tariq, so that it is helpful for you when that level comes. Or now you can start thinking, when you do good deeds, don't feel proud of it. Think that it's not really you've done any favor to Allah, or not even it does not befit the majesty of Allah, and do astaghfar, and it is purely the fadl and the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Astaghfirullah al-azim alladhi la ilaha illa al-hayy al-qayyum. It is purely the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah azza wa jal accepts. That is what it means when we say, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, none of you will enter paradise with your deeds. How can they enter with their deeds when their deeds do not befit the majesty of Allah? आप अलैहिस्सलाम ने फरमाया, कोई भी तुम में से अपने अमल के साथ जन्नत में नहीं जा सकता. Because if Allah subhanahu judges that amal in justice, on the criteria of justice, it should be thrown away. And the Sahaba asked, Ya Rasulullah sallam, and not you even? Prophet ﷺ said, not even me and my amal, unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy envelopes me from head to toe and from left to right and from all directions. क्योंकि हमारी अमल की वैल्यू ही क्या है जो अल्लाह के सामने आप पेश करते हैं. बहरहाल तो लंबी बात है, आप इस रसूल को सिर्फ समझ जाएं और इसको इस्तेमाल करें. यूज़ इट एवरी डे इन योर वर्शिप. गुनाह तो गुनाह है ही, लेकिन जब इबादत करें तो वो भी इसी तरह समझें और उसका इस्तग़फ़ार शर्माएं कि अल्लाह की बारगाह में अगर पहुँच जाए, वे काबिल तो नहीं है, अल्लाह कबूल फरमा ले, तो वो उससे फिर जो है ट्रूली एरोगेंस एंड सेल्फ लाइकनेस विल नॉट appear in you because of the worship. Because that is what happens with shaitan. Shaitan के साथ यही तो हुआ. He was doing good deeds, and good deeds he felt good. I am good. I am good. Finally he said to Allah, Ana khair, I am good. I am better. And if he had known this, that my deeds are nothing, they are like sins in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he would never feel that actually, I deserve something better, or I am better than Adam. He would never feel like that. So this is one of the important principles of Tariqah Muhammadiyah and the Tariq and of the old teachings of Awliya Allah. That's how they look. So when they say we are sinful, we fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's wrath, they are saying it's true. They're truthfully saying, because they feel like that. They don't feel any proud or anything that, we've done. But at the same time, I must warn you that don't be unthankful. Don't devalue your prayers and azkars and things. They are a great blessing of Allah, that Allah has given you tawfiq and you have performed. It is a blessing and a ni'mah which you should be thankful. But I'm saying, compared to Allah's majesty, they fall short of Allah's perfection. But they're good compared to the evil deeds. Like there was a lot of difference between the water of the Bedouin area where he lived and the water of rain. But compared to the water of Furat, that water is still bitter and still distasteful. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to understand His true servanthood, how we can be true servants of His and serve Him. And in serving Him, it's only we are the beneficiary, He does not actually benefit. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove the evil of shaitan and evil of waswas and whatever evil actually affects us from within ourselves and outer self, and enable us to die with iman and the true iman whilst we leave and depart from this temporal world. If there's any question, you can ask regarding this principle. Otherwise, we make preparation for the prayer, inshallah. Regarding this principle only, any question, any more clarification? Hazrat Ibrahim and Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam, they both built the Kaaba. How good deed was it? How a good deed was it? The first house of Allah they are building. Masjid sabse pehle unhone banai udhar. Kaaba Sharif. And after this building the Kaaba, they said, Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim. Oh Allah, accept it from us. Wa tub alayna innaka anta tawwabur rahim. You are Tawwab, acceptor of repentance, and you would give attention, and as though they were doing astaghfar after doing this, and were actually feeling privileged if Allah accepts this. That's how Imam Hussain radiallahu ta'ala felt when losing everything of this worldly life, children, everything. And when he was in sajda, he was doing the sajda of prostration, of shukr, of thankfulness, that Allah, really, I have not served you as you should have been served, and this is your great favor upon me, that I am giving life, laying my life down in your presence, and really this is not a favor because the life was given by you as well. I'm just returning it to you, and it is your favor that you have used me for this. That's how actually. And those people who do not understand, they have 100,001 thing to complain about. I have this not right, this is not right, I am depressed, these things are going wrong, because they are unthankful people. So if they become negative, then actually there is no limit. You can fall down to actually shaitan level. Jazakallah. Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayhi. Allah Akbar. Astaghfirullah.